Let's do it. I am clawing my way out of my sewing pattern creation cave that I have absolutely put myself in for the last 2 weeks. I have just released the Ladybird sewing pattern on my website, Charlie Darwin Textiles, and I am so excited for you to try it. I think you're really gonna like this one. If you've tried some of my past patterns, there are some really cool upgrades that you can get with this new pattern, and if you haven't tried any of my patterns, this one's going to be an awesome one to jump in on. Before I get ahead of myself, let me introduce the pattern to you. Let me tell you a little bit more about Ladybird and what it might do for your wardrobe. And let me back up even further and say, hi, I'm Leah. I have a small handmade clothing business called Charlie Darwin Textiles. I make all of my clothing with 100% linen, and I love sharing all my tips with you all, including how to sew all of my garments. And so the Ladybird sewing pattern, I think, is like my 6th or so sewing pattern that I'm publishing, and I keep getting better and better with each iteration of sewing pattern that I make. There's so much goes into it. Like, I know so much about, garment construction and working with linen, but actually creating a sewing pattern has kind of very little to do with all of that. It is a lot more about a lot of computer technical skills. And so that is why I am sort of emerging out of a cave. I got very involved in sort of filming sew along tutorial and setting up a pattern hub for this sewing pattern to live on and all sorts of good stuff. And I digitized the pattern a while ago, but oh my gosh. It's been a whirlwind. The Ladybird pattern is going to really truly be such an amazing, versatile addition to your wardrobe. The whole reason I designed it in the first place, this dress, I actually started with a long sleeve dress, which I called the Isabella Tiger dress. And this dress has long sleeves, a long skirt, and buttons almost all the way down the front center of it. And that allows it for it to sort of go between being a really moody, dramatic jacket, like not creepy like a trench coat at all, especially when it's made in like soft, beautiful linen or cotton. But it just has this drama to it as a long, almost midi-length jacket. And then you could button it up and have sort of a more modest look or a very like simple, classic, timeless feel. So that's the first garment, and then over a couple years of wearing that one, I realized I would really love it in a short sleeve variation, and so that's when Ladybird was born. That's sort of the second design, the sister design that has short sleeves and a shorter skirt variation that falls right above the knee. And this one is, I think, a lot more summer friendly. And so for the sake of creating this pattern to be super versatile, I combined both the elements from the Isabella Tiger dress and the Ladybird dress so that you could have one mega awesome sewing pattern with tons of options to choose from. And of course you can combine though all the different variations. You could do short sleeves, long skirt. You could do short skirt, long sleeves, long sleeves, long skirt. Oh, there's so many variations. And to boot, there are also collar variations between doing a traditional, more pointy collar or doing just the band collar, and I'll show you what that looks like. So generally speaking, if you're going to sew this with just the band collar design, you would only use the collar stand pattern piece, and it gives you a much more sort of like trim, condensed collar look. This is actually my favorite variation on this pattern. I just think it looks a little bit better and cleaner with my neck and head shape. So there's so many designs to choose from. I think that's why you're going to love it. I'd say it's a really like high value pattern, because when you do the math of the different combinations, you could technically make 12 different garments with the pattern that I've made. Not to mention how many different iterations it can look like if you unbutton it and wear it as a jacket. That's a whole nother set. So there is so much to love about it beyond just the variations. The pattern itself, my pattern testers have given me feedback that not only is it versatile, but the pattern instructions are really easy to understand. I've tried really hard to do written and illustrated instructions that can get you from point A to point B with clarity, without too much confusion, because I know that sewing pattern instructions can sometimes be like, what the hell is going on? And then I'm so excited to tell you about the new sort of pattern adventures that you could go on with the Ladybird sewing pattern. So in the past, the way I've been offering my sewing patterns is just as regular old PDF downloads. So you would download the sewing pattern and print it out on like your home computer, or get it sent off to get printed somewhere else. You'd tape it together, cut it out, and follow my written and illustrated instructions. And then I also had some quick and easy free YouTube video tutorials that went along with those patterns. For this new round, I'm doing something a little bit different that I'm just so excited for. I think you're going to really love the time-saving support that I'm able to provide this time around. So, and this is thanks to some of you who have commented on my YouTube videos with really great ideas of how I could make my sewing patterns better. So thank you so much. Some of these ideas actually came straight from you in there. There's actually 3 new adventures that you could go on with the Ladybird sewing pattern, and I'm actually not going to tell you what those are right here. I want you to click down in the description below, head over to my website and see them for yourself. See what we've got going on over there. Hint, there is a printed version and a sewing workshop and a full sewing kit. But there's a lot of exciting other surprises built in there that I don't want to spoil it here. Maybe I'll share it in a future video where we'll deep dive a little bit further. But for now, I just wanted to say hello. I'm out of my pattern creation stage. Probably a little bit like greasier and need to stretch a little bit. But I've made it out, and the sewing pattern has made it out. I think you're really going to like this one. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions at all about it. Feel free to email me. And if you're watching this video within the first 2 weeks or so of it coming out, there is going to be a special early bird pricing on this sewing pattern. So that's built in on the website. The sale is running now. Go check it out. Let me know what you think. And I'm really looking forward to creating something special with you. This pattern is technically rated by me and my pattern testers as being great for adventurous beginners or intermediate sewists, but honestly, I've really tried to optimize it for complete beginners all the way to really great tips for even advanced sewists. So I'll see you in there, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.